Up a little bit. That should be plenty. We don't want it stodgy, we want it quite light. Now we need to let it stand for about 15 minutes. Alright, and that's it. We're ready to start. Let's fish. I'm not squeezing it too heavy, otherwise it'll just clag in the feeder, it'll not come out, it'll not do anything. So just nice and light. Well, let's go, let's rock and roll. The big triangle. Oh, we're in. We're in. Big Swords is in. Hey. Go on, Babby. He's reached a ranunculus bed. They go straight into a weed bed. But if you're just a little bit patient with him, just give him a second, they'll come straight back out. Yep. He's it might be a little bit bigger than I thought, actually. The strange thing with the long hook length as well is you've got your feeder on the top and you think, yes, that's it, I've done it, I've beat it. But the fish is actually 5 foot below you, so you've still got a little bit of work to do. Right, I'm going to go out into netting position. Look at the colour, look at the colour. So bronze. Oh, look at that. Get in. One for Big Swordsy. We've rested him for a few seconds. Right, let's get the hook out. Let's get him back on his way to tell his grandma to come and visit. Look at that. Absolutely fin perfect. Absolutely glorious. You know, the tackle I use is very heavy. People say not sporting, but there's nothing sporting about playing a fish for 35 minutes and tiring it out. I want it in, I want it back, I want it healthy, I want it to swim away strong. Big Sword. Straight at me. I expect a few. Oh! It pinged me off. The downside with the heaviest feeder and the long hook length, coupled with the small hook, is occasionally they do bounce out. Bugger. We're in. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, now this might be a river carp. Plenty of time, plenty of time. Let's have you in. The 6 to 8 bracket can be very, very athletic. A little bit of a a netting ritual. I think everybody's got a way that they do it. I have the net balanced against me. Easy up. It's in the net. It didn't even know it was netted until it was in the net. Get that. Beautiful fish. Let's get his mum. And it's away.
Big spotty.
On the money. But I don't think they take any. Oh, that feels like a nice bit. Whoa! Bloody hell. We're all out. You don't want to be falling in.
We've been here, what, 4 or 5 hours now, and we've maybe got 5 or 6 fish. I'm losing count.
Yeah, fishing well.
Perfect fishing day, isn't it? It's
lovely.
Overcast, warm. But I wonder if you just run through this for me here. You're using a 15-foot rod. That's a bit unusual for barbel fishing.
It is. You know, they were originally designed for the Vaughan Canal, throwing method balls. But it allows you to fish a heavy feeder, a heavy lead, at distance, with a powerful flow. Some people poo-poo them as a gimmick.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable. It's a nice rod. Reasonable price.
And what sort of line have you got that matched with?
That's a 12-pound Kristen Snide. Tough as old boots, nothing fancy about it. Co-polymer, rough, cheap. If it gets snagged, I strip it off, I change it.
It really has to be robust line for rivers like this, doesn't it?
Very much so, yeah, very much so. You're going through reed beds, ranunculus beds, mussel beds. Your line gets scuffed, and if it's not tough, it won't last the course.
And there's something here I've not seen anywhere else on the Trent, that's slate beds.
Yeah.
Very unusual when you put a bank stick in. You used to have trouble getting it in.
Clunk.
But clunk and it stops. Absolutely solid.
Yeah,
but the fish like it.
They love it. They love it. It's like a little mini weir for them.
And we're still catching.
We're still catching, middle of the day.
And now, Lee's going to show you how he ties up his rig.
Feeder. Main line. Free running. Puffer bead. Swivel. Fluorocarbon long loop. Long hook length. Hook, hair rig, pellets.
You're the rod gone. Put that down. Put that down.
This certainly don't feel like a chub. Feels heavier than the last. Sometimes it's hard being this good. At we're in again. How good am I? I scare myself sometimes. Part man, part fish. You can't fault that, can you? Put me under our power nap. If I separate. Oh yes, 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 yes. Power nap. Not for me. I love talking bollocks. If England were to pick an Olympic team to go to Beijing and compete in the bollocks talking contest, I would be team captain. Double header! Double header! Get in! Shot one swords it. What do I do now? Don't get no better than that. When you are planning on cooking and eating outside, you really do have to take care. This is an urban stretch of river and it's absolutely swarming with rats. So use some form of hand sanitizer just to be on the safe side. Better safe than sorry, you know. Get your hands sterilised. What are you two having? Best white chef with curries in Sheffield, innit? West Side.
I guess that'll open a few eyes there, even among the old Trent regulars. Old Swordsy still knows how to knock them out.
He certainly does.
Yeah, and in all fairness, it's a pretty low-tech, unsubtle approach. Yeah. But you can't cast a 4-ounce feeder 30 yards out into the river without making some commotion. But it's worth noting that he doesn't make much effort to camouflage the rig.
No. I mean, as you know, Bob, we've been looking into camouflage, and I think at times it catches more anglers than it does fish.
Well, of course, Stuart, it's horses for courses. You know, some rivers, the fish do get an awful lot of pressure, and they spook away, don't they? Very easily spooked.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But in fairness, we went to a river that does get heavily fished, and we did an experiment.
Yeah.
Show us what we're talking about here, Stu.
Well, basically, I borrowed my little girl Isabel's toy. It's a toy whale. It's bright. There's a bright yellow bead on top, and we put a couple of pellets on without a hook, and this weighs 8 ounces.
Yeah. And just in case you're wondering about this, go on, prove it there, Stu. Go on, it'll hold on there. There we go. £1/2 pound.
Yeah, it's actually saying 9 now, Bob.
9 ounces, right? 9 ounces. This is stuffed full of lead. Yeah. Okay. That is a high density. I don't know what it is, but I mean it's pretty hard. And then we've got some pellets. I mean, in terms of man-made objects, I think these stand out a little bit more than a hook or a rig. Yeah. So let's have a look what happened when we put it underwater, Stu.
Got some great footage.
Certainly did, didn't we? Yeah. Well, Stu, I'm not going to suggest we throw away our camouflage rigs just yet, but it does make you think, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, opens your eyes. Okay then, where do you fancy next?
Well, I think we should go to one of my favourite rivers, the River Swale.
Yeah, and what a day we had there, eh?
Just a bit. Welcome to one of my favourite rivers. We're going to do a bit of roving today and we're going back to basics using caster and hemp, a cracking combination. Let's see how we get on. Today I'm baiting up multiple swims which will hopefully increase our chances of catching. In each swim I'll normally deposit between 10 and 15 droppers of hemp and caster. This should be enough to get the fish on the feed and hold them there for a good while. I'm now going to bait my second swim, an overhanging tree with lots of fish underneath. Hopefully the fish will come out onto the feed, which I'm just going to place just at the head of the tree. This is my third swim I'm going to bait. Not a typical early season barbel hole, it's actually a nice deep steady glide, but I've had some good results here in the past. It's hard work baiting in multiple swims, but this should definitely pay off later. Block end feeder running along my main line, which is £10, and I'm using a mono hook link attached to a size 14 hook that I'm putting 4 or 5 casters on. Now back in my first swim and I'm going to give it 20 minutes. If I don't get a bite within that, I'm moving to my second swim. I've had no action in my first swim, so I'm off to my second swim. After rebaiting this swim with another 5 droppers, I've dropped the rig straight in.